Son, congratulations. We're so proud of you.
First prize, Linksing. A simplified model based on the three-body problem. Lauscher, how many is this now? 7. I hope this is the last one.
My parents are in there. Let me in. Let me in.
They're still clearing the scene. You can't go in. Clear the scene quickly. Preserve all evidence. Your parents left something for you.
Mom, Dad, what were you trying to tell me? This. What is this? I must be too tired. Too upset. Must be seeing things.
Xiaoxing, we came to see you. Xiaoxing, I heard about your parents. I know you're hurting. I watched you grow up. You're a strong kid. I believe your parents would want to see you be brave and live a happy life.
Uncle Wong, I have a question. What external force can make someone see things remotely?
This kid has been chosen too.
Chosen? Me? Chosen by who?
Xiaoxing, this matter can't be explained scientifically. All I can say is it's a dangerous sign. You're young. Don't get involved. These things. Let me and Uncle Shirchong, the professionals, handle it. Your job is to protect yourself. Don't trust any strangers. No matter what happens. Call me anytime.
Uncle Wong, you have to tell me. What did Officer Sher mean by chosen? If you won't tell me, I'll go ask Officer Sher myself. I have to know. What does this have to do with my parents' death? And the countdown on my retina?
Xiaoxing, I don't know what the connection is either. What I can tell you is, your parents' deaths. Professor Yang's death, they're not isolated incidents. Recently, worldwide, several scientists have died mysteriously. And it's not over. Professor Yang won't be the last.
Uncle Wong, are you saying this is man-made?
I don't know. But there's something else. I believe that isn't man-made. Global fundamental physics is now locked down. All high-energy physics experiments yield chaotic, patternless results. They defy explanation by any existing theory. It's as if an invisible hand is manipulating everything.
That's impossible.
And I myself, on the day your parents died, a countdown identical to yours appeared on my retina. Yang Dong, my beloved. She dedicated her life to fundamental physics, yet in the end, her final message to me was just one sentence. Physics has never existed, and it never will. All these unbelievable events happened at the same time. I don't understand the connection either. I just believe it's definitely not a coincidence. Professor Yi, please accept our condolences.
The child just went through a major change.
You know him?
His parents, like Yang Dong. Professor Wang, we meet again. In 3 days, the universe will flicker for you. Then you'll understand, the countdown was just a greeting. When you figure it out, come find me.
Her name is Xin Yufei. She came looking for me a few days ago. She knows about the nanotech project I'm researching. She knows about the suicides of several scientists globally. That information is classified.
Then, does he know about my parents?
Don't chase after him. We'll find him and get answers. But right now, there's something more important.
Uncle Wong, why don't we just confront that woman directly? Why are we going to Professor Yang's house?
We need to confirm first if Yang Dong was also chosen. We need to understand the connection before confronting her. Otherwise, she'll lead us by the nose. Professor Ding, sorry to disturb you. Come in. We're here to ask you about Yang Dong's final words. Physics has never existed. What on earth did she mean?
We simply can't make sense of it. Why would Professor Yang say such a thing?
Asking won't help. Better to see for yourself. Come here. Can you play pool? Sink this black ball.
Just like that?
Let's switch positions and try again. Hit it again, with the same force and angle as before. Okay. Experiment's over. Some? No thanks. He's still just a kid. We've changed positions 4 times across 5 experiments. But when using the pool table as the reference frame, the masses of the black and white balls stayed the same. The kinetic energy on impact is basically identical, so the outcome was inevitable. It goes in the pocket every single time. The foundations of our physics are Archimedes' principle, string theory. Isn't that how all scientific discoveries work?
Professor Ding, what exactly are you trying to say?
Now imagine a different set of results. First time, goes in the pocket. Second time, off the table entirely. Third time, it flies straight to the ceiling. Fourth time, it darts all around the room like a little bird. Fifth time, it crashes through the window and flies out into outer space. Every time it's completely unexpected, totally random. No physical laws to follow at all.
This has already happened, hasn't it?
What if the laws of physics aren't uniform across time and space? What if the physical laws we've always believed in are just a coincidence? Then we humans are just like the turkeys in the story of the shooter and the farmer.
The shooter and the farmer? What's that?
There's a farm that raises turkeys. The farmer feeds the turkeys punctually at 11 o'clock every day. After a while, one of the turkeys figured out this pattern. He announced it to the whole flock. That great universal law, food comes at 11 o'clock every day. A shooter shoots a hole every 10 centimeters on a target. And the microbial scientists living on the target think that the universe has a hole every 10 centimeters by default. That's a universal law. Dingy is trying to tell us that might just be those turkeys who think they've figured out the truth. For people who've dedicated their whole lives to science, that kind of blow is devastating. You're still young. If you never touch science again in your lifetime, you won't have to face this kind of pain. What's wrong with Xiaoxing? Did you find something?
Uncle Wong, I think this garbled code.
Xiaoxing, did you find something? This was left by her from before.
These symbols, I know them. I've definitely seen them before. I've seen this string of characters before. I'm sure I have. Uncle Wong, Uncle Ding, look. These two groups are almost identical. Solve this as fast as you can.
These two sequences use the same encoding method. After conversion, we get two sets of Morse code. This looks like some kind of timing mechanism.
Uncle Ding was right. I'm still young, so I don't have your deep obsession with science. That gives me an advantage. I can step back and look at these things from an outsider's perspective. Since Uncle Wong proved Teacher Yang was also chosen, is it possible that the experiment results aren't without patterns, but that the original physical laws were artificially altered?
Xiaoxing, that possibility you listed is bold, but it's also the most reasonable explanation so far. The reason we never considered this direction is, we thought such power couldn't exist. But now we have to face it artificial. Then it's definitely not human power. Now, it's time to find Xin Yufei. Who did you say? Xin Yufei. If what you two say is true, Dingy said Xin Yufei and Yang Dong and Yu Wenxia were all in frequent contact. This woman isn't simple. She might even be dangerous. We found that. Your parents met with Xin Yufei before their accident.
Officer Sure, are you saying my parents' deaths weren't accidental?
Can't draw conclusions yet. I won't drive in. You two take this. This matter now definitely can't be solved by just the two of you.
It's turning into a spy thriller.
Once inside, observe your surroundings carefully. If anything seems off, get out immediately.
Wait for me a moment.
Uncle Wong, have you known Officer Sure for long?
Just a few days ago. He had me participate in investigating a cutting-edge group. But the situation we're facing is more complex than expected. Multiple mysterious deaths of scientists globally caught higher-ups' attention. Investigating led to Science Frontier. This organization consists of top scholars from various fields. Sean said, I'm a core researcher in domestic nanomaterials. So they assumed the science group would contact me. That's how I became an undercover. Not long after, Xin Yufei, representing Science Frontier, found me. She not only knew about my research project, but also told me physics has reached its end. This is our first meeting. I didn't agree to her request. Professor Yang's funeral was the second time. Xiaoxing, no matter what we discuss next, don't interrupt.
She knows my parents.
Her stance is unclear right now. Until things are certain. You need to keep watching. Lao Wang was right. Kid, relax. Lao Sure, will get to the bottom of what happened to your parents. Lao Wang, getting familiar, are we? Xin Yufei, we need to know. How do you know about the countdown's existence? What does cosmic flicker actually mean? And what's the truth behind the altered laws of physics?
How's your nano project progressing?
What does that have to do with any of this?
Try stopping it.
What do you mean? Explain.
Stop it.
I think I hear arguing inside.
Xiaoxing, did you get the URL for the game Xin Yufei was playing? Sure Chong, get 2 VR setups ready. Xin Yufei played a game right in front of us. There must be a reason. Having the URL is key. We'll find out ourselves. Thunderbolt Invincible Xiaoxing Star? That's a bit childish.
It's just a game ID. Gotta be unique, right? This is Egypt. Why are there pyramids?
Not sure. This game's environment is way more realistic than we imagined.
What's happening? Where did the sun go? It's freezing. Must be an in-game anomaly.
Hey, get over here. To the cave. Follow me, careful. During the chaotic era, you two are just wandering outside without any protection? Got a death wish? We just arrived in this world. What's a chaotic era? In this world, the sun has no fixed pattern. When the sun is stable, seasons change regularly, plants grow. That's the stable era. People can work in peace. But now, day and night are chaotic, hot and cold flip, the sun flickers. This is the chaotic era. In it, you either prepare to withstand extreme weather at any moment, or you dehydrate and wait for the stable era.
Dehydrate? Like desert plants and animals?
Similar, but more direct. People in this world evolve the ability to dehydrate, to cope with the alternating stable and chaotic eras. Quickly dehydrate all the moisture from the body, so it can be stored and wait for the stable era to arrive. Then soak in water to revive, just like my friend.
What? You mean this parchment is your friend?
Be careful. Do you want to kill him? He's still waiting for the stable era to soak and revive. We can't afford any mistakes. Look at the glow. It's a sign of the stable era. You're so lucky to have met me. What I'm carrying is the law of the sun's movement that I've summarized over the years. This time, I'll present this calendar to King Joe. With it, we can predict stable and chaotic eras. You can also live under a lasting civilization's light. Bad. It's the extreme sunlight of a chaotic era. Hurry, let's go. We must reach King Joe's palace as soon as possible, or we'll be burned to death here.
This should speed things up. This pyramid is so magnificent.
That's King Joe's palace. In a chaotic era, only such a solid, heavy palace can barely survive. Let's go in now and present the calendar to King Joe. Your Majesty, I come today with an important matter to report.
Is that King Joe? He's so intimidating.
What's that huge pendulum outside the hall for? That's something Fushi left behind. He believed the sun was a god. When the god sleeps, his breathing is steady. The sun rises and sets regularly. When the god is awake, restless, the sun is irregular. That pendulum is used to hypnotize the sun god, to keep him asleep, bringing us the stable era. Great King Joe, this claim is too foolish. Fushi is simply a fraud. He paid for his lies and was executed long ago. I come today to present you with the calendar of the sun's movement. With it, we can cast off ignorance and accurately predict stable and chaotic eras, allowing civilization to continue. This is the calendar I deduced from observing the sun's path for years. In 3 months, a stable era lasting 3 years and 9 months will arrive. Your Majesty, Lord Zhou Wenwan's prediction has come true. The chaotic era has ended. The stable era has descended. By my command, soak. Revive all the people. The stable era is here. Thank you, King Zhou. Thank you, Zhou Wenwan. Flying stars. Flying stars. Dehydrate. Dehydrate. 3 flying stars. How can this be? My calculations can't be wrong.
This night lasted 48 years. Civilization 137 destroyed. Civilization evolves to the Warring States period. Civilization seeds remain. Welcome to re-enter the three-body world.
So, what exactly happened in the game? Look at your expressions, it's not just a simple game.
And nothing, just a bit hungry.
Team Sure. We're inside the three-body game. We saw a completely different world.
Yeah, team sure. There's stable eras, chaotic eras, and dehydrated, revived people.
Dehydration, revival, civilization's destruction. This game is way too far-fetched. You two chat, I'm stepping out to make a call. To ask about the server decryption progress.
Uncle Wong, don't you think? The people who made this game never intended a simple survival game. The sheer amount of information, the worldview, it's completely beyond our reality. And playing it gives no sense of satisfaction or immersion. Not like a normal game.
You're right. Based on what we experienced this time, I can deduce some information. The game has stable eras and chaotic eras. The NPCs and players. Their core mission is to find the pattern of the sun's movement. Or find a way to survive the chaotic era. I've asked the techs. The three-body game server is incredibly advanced. They couldn't locate the server address at all initially. They're decrypting it now. Also, a key point. Many of the scientists who committed suicide had contact with this game. Clearly, this game is one way the frontiers of science reaches out. You too must find the information behind the game, fast.
It's not that easy. Team Sure. Have you ever seen a sun that flickers?
One sun is baffling. But what if there's more than one?
I get it, Uncle Wong. It's the three-body problem.
What's the three-body problem, Lao Sure? Watch. We're all pouring water into this cup. To get the water level perfectly even. Possible? Hard. The timing of pouring, the angle of the kettle. If our judgments are off by just a bit, it fails. That's the three-body problem. Our Earth and Sun are a two-body system. Under fixed gravity, they move predictably. Hence day and night, seasons. But if two more stars, sun-sized, appeared near Earth, the gravity between Earth and any sun would be affected by the other two. A tiny error, and the orbit goes chaotic. A single sun, steady water flow. Like the Earth-Sun binary system. Two suns. Water flow turns chaotic. Gravitational interference begins. Completely out of control. This is the core of the three-body problem. Oh, I see. Now I get it. Too many cooks spoil the broth.
Officer Sure hits the nail on the head.
Ha. You two travelers from afar. I am Galileo, dedicated to observing solar motion and cosmic laws, committed to unlocking the secrets of the stable era. I am Aristotle, a pioneer in the study of cosmic operations. You should listen carefully to my insights. Based on my observations of the sun's trajectory, I have constructed a complete cosmic model. By calculating with this model, we can stably predict the stable era and permanently end the chaotic era.
Your model is wrong. All calculations are based on one sun, but the reality is there are three suns here. When this world, under one sun's gravity, moves stably and reaches a certain position, it's disrupted by the gravity of the other two suns. This planet will then move erratically among the three suns. That's the chaotic era.
Ha! What an amusing fantasy. If there really were three suns, how could we have never seen them? Utter nonsense. Linksing. Ha! You have seen them. They are the flying stars. When the suns are far enough away, what the naked eye sees becomes flying stars. This also perfectly explains why Civilization 137, upon seeing three flying stars, plunged into extreme cold. According to you, If 3 suns truly exist, then we should have surely witnessed a Trisolaris. But no one has ever seen it. They have. But during a Trisolaris, the entire planet instantly becomes a molten world with extreme heat. Anyone who sees it is incinerated within seconds. So no record has ever survived. Kill them! Ha ha ha. You too, spreading heresy and causing confusion. You will finally pay for your wild talk.
So infuriating. We literally gave them the answer. Those NPCs not only disbelieve, they want to execute us. I don't think the game developers are brilliant at all now. They're just deliberately making things difficult.
Don't be angry. When Darwin proposed the theory of evolution, it shattered people's ingrained perceptions. Didn't he also face persecution and exclusion? The acceptance of new ideas always requires a process.
You're right, Uncle Wong. I'm determined to find out what secrets this game is hiding. Ah.
Esteemed Galileo. Esteemed Zhu Chongji, I am Newton, specializing in astrophysics and mechanics. I am von Neumann, researching mathematics and computer theory.
Great. We've jumped straight into the technological age.
You two are already famous in the Trisolaran world for accurately identifying the core of the three-body problem. But unfortunately, you're a step too late. This problem that has plagued countless civilizations has already been solved by Mr. von Neumann and myself.
Solved? How?
We convinced Emperor Qin Shi Huang to use a full 30 million soldiers to construct a complete human-computer system. Every 3 soldiers form a binary logic gate. One holds a white marker for 0. The third is responsible for switching their marker states based on instructions. This is the most basic computing unit. Countless such units combined form the computer's CPU, memory, and even the display. Through different formations and markers, the soldier's present calculation results. After years of continuous computation, we have successfully deduced the sun's movement patterns. Soon, we will enter a stable era lasting a whole year. The stable era is coming. Everyone, soak. Oh no! It's a triple syzygy. It's not one sun rising, it's 3. It's a triple syzygy.
Are you kidding me? I don't believe it. Try again.
Don't try again. The third day has arrived. This is Shaorushan. Technical support from Mean Observatory. Mr. Wong, Mr. Lin. The equipment is all set up. Why has cosmic radiation fluctuated so suddenly? This defies physics. The naked eye sees nothing abnormal. So why are the instruments like this? Oh. The equipment must be broken. The parameters can't possibly be like this. There's a problem. Can't fix it, just can't fix it. All systems are functioning normally. This is beyond human capability. It's a divine miracle. Or, what exactly are you? Why are you observing this? Did you already know something like this would happen?
Morse code. It's all Morse code. It's technology. The universe flashing, my parents' code. Teacher Yang's garbled data, all Morse code.
Exactly, Xiaoxing. They're using the entire universe as a display screen. This is not a miracle. It's technology. The technology of a more advanced civilization. Aliens are involved now. This is beyond my pay grade. We need to contact the interstellar police. Who are you going to call? This could be the first contact between humanity and an alien civilization. So, you called your girlfriend with the good news? I called my teacher to ask for her opinion. Who's your teacher? Professor Yuwenjie? She's a top astronomer in the country. She once worked for an organization dedicated to searching for extraterrestrial intelligence. She has in-depth knowledge of cosmic signals and alien civilizations. Look up Yuwenjie, astronomer. Focus on her work history and social connections. The faster, the better.
Yi Wenjie. We've been so focused on Shun Yufei and the three-body game, we completely overlooked her. What a coincidence.
What did Professor Yi say? The teacher wants to see you. I know it. Yuwenjie once worked at the Red Coast base. And she had frequent contact with the frontiers of science. We have to go see her. Wear this. Stay in communication. Don't worry, I'll contact you immediately if anything happens.
Come in. Have a seat. Here's some hot water. The three-body game. How far have you gotten?
Professor Yi, it seems you knew we were coming. A countdown appeared on my retina. I observed the universe flashing, and the bizarre scenes in the three-body game. And Lin Qing's parents. They met with an accident because of it. Hearing all this, I've come to believe there must be a power beyond human comprehension involved. But what I don't understand is, what's the purpose of all this? Mobilizing so many resources, even endangering the people around you.
Let me tell you a story. After listening, you'll have your own answer. The story begins when I was young. My father's name was Yijitai. He was a renowned physicist in the country at the time. Under my father's influence, I developed a strong interest in astrophysics. The nation was going through a difficult period then. The whole country was ablaze like a raging fire. That fire soon reached my home in 1967. Based on my mother's accusations, father was labeled a reactionary academic authority. At the father's criticism meeting, I witnessed with my own eyes my mother push father into the abyss. As family of a reactionary academic authority, I was also implicated. But since I was still studying at school, I received a lighter punishment. I was sent down to the Inner Mongolia Greater Shingon Range Forest Farm for labor reform.
This tree is over 300 years old. Three centuries of growth can be destroyed in an instant. My name is Bai Mulin. I'm a reporter at the forest farm.
I learned that Bai Mulin was a reporter for the Great Production newspaper, responsible for promoting and documenting the Corps' construction. He deeply revered nature, and over time, he grew dissatisfied with the Corps' reckless logging and land reclamation. After we became acquainted, we exchanged knowledge from our respective fields daily. Bai Mulin learned that I shared his views. He lent me a foreign book he was translating about environmental protection. Silent Spring. That was the most peaceful time during my days at the construction corps. Until that day.
Wenxia, could you look over this draft letter for me?
A letter.
I told you I wanted to write. To inform the central government about everything happening here. To tell them about the dangers of land reclamation and logging.
You should reconsider, it's too dangerous. If discovered, the consequences would be unthinkable.
I've made up my mind. Everything happening here daily is a tragedy. Unforgivable crimes humanity commits against nature.
Keep your voice down. The wording is sharp, written with sincerity. But I still say it's too dangerous.
Someone has to do these things. Even if destined to be bloodied, let the blood splash high. I injured my hand with a chainsaw recently, so the writing is shaky. I'll recopy it once my hand heals.
Let me write this for you.
No way. That's too dangerous. If we get caught, you'll get dragged into this too.
It's fine, just keep watch for me, don't let anyone come over.
Great, Winchia. Thank you so much. Your handwriting is way neater than mine. It's perfect. Winchia, you better confess everything right now. We're doing this for your own good. The organization will give you lenient treatment if you confess. Look at her attitude. Does that look like someone who's willing to confess? She's the daughter of a reactionary academic. What kind of consciousness can you expect from her? Xiaoyi, you need to understand. This letter of yours has an extremely bad influence. Luckily, we intercepted it ahead of time. It wouldn't just be a few of us calling you in for a talk anymore. Due to your class background, you were allowed to work on barracks. That's already the organization showing extraordinary mercy. Don't gamble with your own future. When you wrote this letter, were you influenced by this book? Winchia, I'm going to ask you one last time. How did you get to know Bai Mulin?
He came to find me first.
Bai Mulin, come in.
This letter, I wrote it for him. And that book, he lent it to me. He was the one who suggested writing a letter to the central government.
He's lying. I've never seen this letter or this book. This book was stolen by her. I'm one of the assigned translators for this book. She stole it from me. I didn't.
I did it. These past few months, no matter what we asked you, you never said a word. The relevant authorities are still willing to give you a chance.
My name is Yang Weining. I'm a student of Mr. Yi Jitai. Now I work as the chief engineer at Red Coast Base. Red Coast is a scientific research project with the highest level of classification. We're in urgent need of people with a physics background. I can get you out of here and arrange a job for you at the base. But I have to be clear with you, this place is absolutely confidential. Once you come in, you'll most likely be stuck here for life. You'll never be able to leave again. Think carefully about whether you want to come with me.
I do.
You've had a long trip, just hold on a little longer. We'll be there soon.
When I first arrived at Red Coast Base, I wasn't interested in anything at all. Gradually though, I got used to life at Red Coast Base. One day, I saw on the blackboard the unfinished equation. I started solving it quietly. After I finished solving it, I realized Yang Weining and Lei Cheng were standing right behind me. Yang Weining told me everything about Red Coast Base.
Wenjia, I know you've always wondered what exactly Red Coast is for. Now I can tell you the truth. The real mission of Red Coast is to monitor cosmic electromagnetic signals and search for extraterrestrial civilizations.
With Yang Weining as my sponsor. After I took the oath of secrecy, I officially joined Red Coast. My job was to improve the radar transmitter. After days and nights of calculations, I came up with a bold idea and immediately reported it to Yang Weining and Lei Cheng. We actually have a ready-made transmitter. I've calculated, based on our current technology, if we want to expand the transmission range of the radar transmitter to a galactic scale, it's nearly impossible. But we do have a ready-made transmitter, the Sun. According to my calculations, this plan is completely feasible.
Let us discuss and study this first. You go handle other tasks for now. Her class background is problematic. How can she be allowed to access core projects? You should understand what I'm doing. This is for her own good. For her own good? You're harming her. I'm protecting her. You're depriving her of her rights. I'm thinking about her future. The organization is making the decision. I will never understand this.
I made up my mind secretly. When no one was around at night, I privately aligned the radar with the Sun and sent the first greeting from Earth out into the universe. I privately pointed the radar at the Sun. Days passed by one after another like this. In 1973, Yang Weining and I got married. And we gave birth to Yang Dong. I thought I would never hear anything about this for the rest of my life. In 1979, 8 years later, I received a reply.
This world has received your message. I am a pacifist from this world. It is lucky for your civilization that I received this message first. A warning, do not answer. There are billions of stars in your direction.
Mom.
As long as you don't answer, Mom, this world can't locate the transmission source. If you reply, the transmission source will be located. Your planetary system will be invaded. Your world will be occupied. Don't answer. She stole it from me. I will never sign it.
Come here, I will help you take this world. Lei Cheng stole all the information through surveillance. He's obsessed with achieving fame and success.
Why is this thing broken again? We just checked it not long ago. Xi Cheng, slow down, watch your step.
You go back to operate the monitor, I'll keep watch here.
Yang Weining, I need help here.
It's too dangerous for two people to go down. Let him come up and get it himself.
Don't worry, the rope is fine. We'll get this done as soon as possible.
This can't be real. This must just be a nightmare.
Xiaoxing, stories don't have to have perfect endings. What matters is what you do, just like pi. It can't be fully calculated, it's infinite and non-repeating. But there are still countless mathematicians willing to devote their entire lives to it, day after day, calculating year after year. It is the unwavering dedication of these people, one generation after another, that built the great edifice of modern mathematics. They spent their whole lives studying the three-body problem. They know it may be an unsolvable problem, but they never gave up.
Uncle Wong, the answer. It seems like it has been in my hands all along. Come in quick. I'll show you something my parents left behind. Found it. It's this notebook. Uncle Wong, look here. These are the 3 codes my parents left me. I've already figured out the first one. It was a warning to me. The countdown on my retina is a very dangerous signal. I've been thinking, what does this second code have to do with all these things that have happened? When I was choosing my topic for the national physics competition, my parents kept suggesting I work on the three-body problem. Back then, I didn't understand. For thousands of years, so many great minds couldn't solve this problem. What can an 18-year-old high school student like me possibly do with it? And so what you just said woke me up. My parents studied the three-body problem, and even told me to work on this related topic. Their goal wasn't to find the final answer, it was...
Size. Uncle Xiaoxing doesn't understand what you mean by that.
Uncle Wong, the second code my parents left me. It's a model of the three-body problem.
No answer is also an answer. It's solved.
No answer is also an answer.
Goodbye and Zichongji. You're finally here. Great, you're finally here. All our experiments before, no matter how many times we tried, all of them ended in failure. Einstein worked this out? This is the key clue we found. You too have lived through the destruction of civilizations over and over again. Yet you still manage to rise back up every time. You've long been the spiritual guide for all of us. You are our only hope. Everyone. All our searches and attempts have finally come to a conclusion. After repeated, rigorous calculations, we can confirm for certain that the three-body problem has no solution. Great goodbye and I and Zhongji. Thank you for bringing us the truth. It is you who, to our civilization on the brink of collapse, have brought new hope. What is that hope? Great goodbye and I. You have brought us the answer that the three-body problem has no solution. After our repeated research, we discovered that our star system once had 12 stars. The other 11 all fell into the sun during successive catastrophes. Now we only have one way out, head out into interstellar space.
Are all these lights actually starships?
The only way out for Trisolaran civilization is to take a gamble with the universe. Fly out of the Trisolaran system and into the vast sea of stars. Search for a new habitable world in the Milky Way.
This connects back to what you and Jia said. This game is an instruction manual the Trisolarans gave to Earth. It lets us understand their cruel world, understand the plight the Trisolarans face, and, at the same time, it also lets us accept their resolve to set out for Earth.
You cleared the three-body game, so in the eyes of the Earth Trisolaris organization, you're already qualified members. This gathering is an opportunity for us. An opportunity to map out their internal structure and get their core secrets. ETO is an extremely massive organization. Its members span multiple countries and fields. This time, we need you two to attend the gathering as new members. You need to find out the organization's core members, its internal structure, and their communication method with Trisolaran civilization, and their next plan. I'll lead the team to set up a perimeter. Remember, no matter what emergency happens, don't act recklessly. No, Linksing is just a kid. ETO has all kinds of people inside and it's extremely dangerous. We can't let him take that risk. If anyone has to go, it should be me alone.
No. Uncle Wong, I have to go. This involves my parents and Professor Yang. Besides, we were both invited. If only you go alone. What if it makes them suspicious?
But we'll leave the two of them in your hands. One more thing. We also got a piece of news. Our investigation found that when you two cleared the three-body game, Shin Yufei committed suicide at her home. We found out that Shin Yufei contacted your parents before. She entrusted them to find the answer to the three-body problem. Deep down, Shin Yufei still hoped that Earth could be saved. And on the very day you cleared the three-body game, Shin Yufei passed away peacefully at home. After going through so many disappointments, I guess she finally lost all hope. Please stay safe. We'll be waiting for you to come back.
Understood.
Don't worry, I've got this.
You're threatening me.
Commander.
I called everyone here today to make an important announcement. Execute Panhan.
Commander, what right do you have to execute me? Everything I've done is for the Lord. To help the Lord arrive on Earth smoothly and transform human civilization.
Repeat the ETO's creed.
Human society can no longer rely on its own strength to solve its own problems.
Do you still believe in this creed now? I don't need to wait for your answer. There are 3 reasons for executing you. First, some members of the Adventist faction you lead have abandoned their original intention. Second, you privately planned and carried out across the whole country intimidation and murder against multiple top scientists. This is a serious violation of the organization's discipline. Murder. You know exactly what this means.
It hasn't happened yet.
Third, these scientists are the targets the core of the redemptionist faction wants to win over. What you've done, it directly intensified the conflict between the rescue faction and the Adventist faction, and undermined the organization's stability.
So you're saying this person killed my parents, right?
Commander, everything I've done was necessary. My actions were approved by Evans. Everything we did was just eliminating those who intended to stop the Lord's coming. Isn't that our program?
Child, I know the death of your parents has caused you great pain. What Panhan and the Adventists have done, I only found out about it years later. The Adventists secretly withheld the Lord's messages without authorization, and took extreme actions on their own. They have long strayed from the original purpose of our organization. This is forbidden by the organization, and also forbidden by the Lord. I will give you an answer. I will make Panhan pay for what he has done.
Move out! Good that nothing went wrong. You all have worked hard. Yuanjie got one thing right. He will pay the price he deserves. This is a record from an interviewee. The man didn't hide anything at all. A senior colleague made an exception to let you read it. Kid, my entire career is in your hands now. If you breathe a word of this after reading it, I'm done for.
Back then, after I sent Earth's coordinates to the Trisolaran world, I've been filled with anxiety ever since. I didn't know if my decision was right or wrong. In 1982, I came here with a research project to a remote mountainous area in northwest China. There was a strange foreigner in the village. The villagers called him Bai Chuan. He only came here to plant trees. Since I know English, Evans invited me to be his translator. Gradually, I learned why Evans came here. Evans, I want to ask you a question.
You must be asking me why I traveled all the way to China just to plant trees. If I'm crazy, right? You might not believe this, but I come from a very wealthy family. My father is an American oil tycoon. When I was a kid, I went to the coast with my father. One of the company's oil tankers had an oil spill. The entire surface of the sea was covered with floating oil. I saw so many seabirds with their feathers covered in oil with my own eyes, struggling in agony on the beach. I will never forget the eyes of that seagull for the rest of my life. Those eyes were full of fear and anger. It was questioning me why I took its life away. I've been obsessed ever since. I joined many animal protection organizations. A year ago, I read an article and learned about the brown swallow. Right now, they're on the brink of extinction because of environmental degradation. What a beautiful creature. I made up my mind to save them. Even if it costs me my entire life. I'll turn this place into a forest. A home for all brown swallows around the world.
After I finished my research project, I went back to Beijing. 2 years later, I received a letter. It was from Yuanjie, telling me to come here. And telling me how to keep going. So I headed to the northwest that very night. When I arrived at the village, I could hear people arguing from far away. It was over the plot of land where Yuanjie had her forest. When I walked over, I found Yuanjie in a tug-of-war with the villagers. Yuanjie looked a lot more weathered. All the trees that were there before had been cut down. That patch of land had been turned into farmland.
Why? I couldn't understand it.
Because they need to eat. When you're starving, a species they don't even know about doesn't matter at all.
All of them are murderers.
Yuanjie, if there was a way to save this world, would you do it?
This world isn't worth saving anymore.
Now I'm going to tell you a secret. That night, I told you Wenjie everything about Red Coast Base. Including the reply from the Trisolarans. After Yu Wenjie heard it, he stayed silent the whole night. The next morning, Yu Wenjie said to me,
We are comrades.
After that day, Yu Wenjie left China. I still don't know if I should have told Yu Wenjie all of this. For many years after that, I had no news of Yu Wenjie. In 1988, after I arrived at the destination, a helicopter took me to a cruise ship. On the ship, I saw Yu Wenjie.
Long time no see. Welcome to the second Red Coast Base. The Judgment Day.
Red Coast Base.
After that day, following the frequency and coordinates you gave me, we received messages from the Trisolaran world. Everything you said has been confirmed. All these people here are our comrades. You won't be fighting alone anymore from now on. We established the Earth Trisolaris Organization, ETO. These are the founding members of ETO. And you, Yu Wenjie, are the supreme commander of our ETO.
As the organization grew, more and more people joined. It gradually split into 3 factions internally: the Adventists, the Redemptionists, and the Survivors. The first are the Redemptionists. Their core demand is to find a solution to the Trisolaran problem, help the Trisolaran civilization escape its predicament, and also hope to protect Earth, allowing human and Trisolaran civilizations to coexist peacefully. The second are the Adventists, the faction Pan Han belongs to. They are filled with hatred for human civilization. They hope the Trisolaran fleet will destroy humanity and rebuild Earth's civilization. They even resort to extreme measures, murdering scientists, to hinder human scientific progress. The third are the Survivors. They are very cowardly, fearing the Trisolaran invasion, wanting to appease them, to become survivors after the invasion, guiding the Trisolarans, just to save their own lives. These 3 factions are in constant conflict, hostile towards each other. The Adventists advocate extreme measures to accelerate humanity's demise. The Survivors are indecisive, only considering their own safety. Over the years, the Adventists have become increasingly radical. Pan Han even took unauthorized action. Professor Lin, his wife, and my daughter Yang Dong were recruited by the Redemptionists to jointly solve the Trisolaran world's problems. They were seen by the Adventists as Earth's greatest enemies. Pan Han even took unauthorized action. Professor Lin, his wife, and my daughter Yang Dong were recruited by the Redemptionists to jointly solve the Trisolaran world's problems. They were seen by the Adventists as Earth's greatest enemies.
Do you think you betrayed all of humanity?
But I couldn't control it. I lit the fire.
If the Redemptionists are good, why didn't they stop the Adventists? Why did they just watch my parents die? They're all murderers.
Kid, when I was young, I was often bullied by a bunch of thugs. Back then, my biggest fear every day was the end of school. I'd race home as fast as I could after class. Even then, I'd sometimes get cornered by those bullies. So I started learning to fight, vowing that one day I'd knock every single one of them down. But when I finally beat them all, I didn't feel that sense of triumph or satisfaction. I just felt lost and powerless. Seeing the worry in my mom's eyes that night made me realize that fists only bring temporary satisfaction. They cause lasting worry for the people who care about you. Your parents' greatest wish is for you to live a safe and happy life, not to become a revenge-driven person filled with hate. Hate can be set aside, but justice must be served. Panha must pay, and the Trisolarians. We need to show them humans aren't to be messed with. Everyone, the Judgment Day is currently sailing in the Atlantic. This ship stores all communication records between the Trisolarian world and ETO, including their core deployment plans. It's key to humanity's fight against Trisolaris. We must devise a plan to board the ship and seize the data. The challenge is, the ship is heavily guarded by ETO members. They have advanced security systems and weapons, with guards at every post. A direct assault would trigger a conflict. And if the ETO suspects anything, they'll destroy the data immediately. We can't take that risk. General, I propose using nerve gas. When the ship enters a narrow passage, subdue the crew quickly, then board and seize the data. No. The nerve gas would take effect, but ETO members could destroy the data in 3 seconds. That's a gamble we can't afford. What about an electromagnetic pulse weapon? Detonate it. Paralyze all electronic devices on board, including the data destruction system. Then we board. Not feasible. The EMP's power is too imprecise. A detonation wouldn't just disable the destruction system. It would also damage the computers storing the data. We'd end up with nothing. Professor Wong, you're flying late. How thin can the nanomaterial you're researching get? 1/10 the width of a human hair. And its strength? It can cut diamond. Yes. Good. This is the Panama Canal. We erect 2 pillars on either bank and stretch the flying blade into a wire, like stringing a power line, taut and horizontal between the pillars. When the Judgment Day passes through, it will slice right into this nanoweb. It's so thin it's invisible. By the time the crew notices, the entire ship is sliced into pieces. So are the people. Instant. No one had time to touch a keyboard. Professor Wong, your lab. Current stock of nanofilaments? Enough? How much do you need? Spacing, 50 centimeters. Height, just above the ship's deck. Enough.
Why? Why 50 centimeters?
Spacing's too narrow. 50 centimeters ensures we get intact data. Also, people are 1.5 to 2 meters tall. With 50 centimeters spacing, even crouching to tie a shoe, they'd be cut into 3. The op must be daytime, to prevent anyone sleeping through the cut.
What does it look like?
Like a gouging. Operation codename, Gouging Plan. Professor Wong, you lead the team to calibrate the nanofilaments. Ensure tensile strength meets spec. Sure Chong, deployment is yours. Must be flawless. Professor Wong, we'll need you to work overtime. You're a real devil. Xiaoxing's here.
Professor Wong, what on earth is going on? So many researchers, all this precision equipment. It's highly unusual.
We're executing the Gouging plan. Using nanofilaments. We'll set an invisible net in the Panama Canal to slice the Judgment Day. Seize the core data on board. Also, I've requested to join this operation.
Was this really Sher Chong's idea?
What do you think of Sher Chong? Is he a good man or a bad one?
I'm not sure. I just think this Gouging plan is brutal. The whole crew, no chance to react. Just think about it, she'll down fine.
Yeah, chilling.
So,
Indeed. Sher Chong is hard to define. He lacks a scholar's compassion, a scientist's rigor. Even a bit crude, loves his cigars, speaks without tact. Not a shred of basic refinement. But you have to admit, he has a clarity and decisiveness no one else has. We debated endlessly, afraid of damaging the data. Afraid of giving the enemy a chance. All tied up in knots. Only he could break free of all constraints. Using the most direct, cruel, yet effective method. To solve the problem none of us could. In his eyes, it's only possible or impossible. You call him ruthless. But that ruthlessness is aimed at the enemy. To protect our bottom line. You call him crude. But I've the clearest awareness and the firmest sense of duty. He's not a good person in the traditional sense, but he's definitely not a bad person either. He's an extremely pragmatic person. In times like these, what we need most are people who are hard to define. Increase the intensity a bit more, run repeated tests. There can be no mistakes. Roger, Professor Wong. I'm telling you now, we have obtained all the Trisolaran information intercepted by the Adventists.
How's OE1C doing?
That guy turned into 3 sections. He crawled forward over a meter before he died. We found the intercepted Trisolaran information in the computer. In the direction he was crawling.
A lot? Yes, a lot. 28G.
28G? That's impossible.
The efficiency of ultra-long-distance interstellar communication is very low. How could they transmit such a large amount of information?
This is communication. It's complete information broadcast from the Trisolaran world to Earth. Let me highlight 2 key points for you. First, the Trisolaran world has dispatched an interstellar fleet, a total of 1,000 ships, traveling at 1/10 the speed of light towards the solar system, estimated to reach Earth in 400 years. Their purpose is clear: occupy Earth, exterminate humanity. Second, the Trisolarans accelerated 2 protons to the speed of light. They have already reached Earth. These things are 2 supercomputers, only the size of a proton. They can monitor all human activities in real time, without any blind spots, including our conversation right now. The Trisolarans use the sophons to alter the final data of physics experiments. They flash at the speed of light in front of Professor Wong and others' eyes, displaying a countdown to help your redemptionist faction recruit scientists. But they also help the Adventists carry out murders. The Trisolaran world cannot solve its own problems. They are merely a cruel civilization born from the alternation of chaotic and stable eras. They are absolutely not the morally superior saviors you imagined. Do you know what the last piece of information we obtained is? You are all bugs. Xiaoxing. You mentioned before that your parents left 3 pieces of information. We deciphered 2. What's the last one?
This is it. I've gone through all their records, tried many methods, but I still haven't been able to decipher it.
You young people nowadays, don't you use the 9-key layout anymore? Xiaoxing. Your parents never wanted to drag you into danger. They left clues to protect you, and the last thing they left you wasn't a mission. It was just always love you. I've got some bad news. Could it get any worse? Honestly, I've been holding on to a sliver of hope. All this talk of Trisolarians and Sothans. I thought maybe it was just these fanatics making things up. And then? I told all this to Yuinjia. In her eyes, aside from a flicker of shock, all I saw was acceptance. Even though the scientists are now observing the Trisolaran coordinates, trying to prove it's real. But Ulcher, I understood from Yuinjia's eyes. It's all true. I want you both to consider a question. Which gap in technological level is greater? The one between Earth and Trisolaris, or between Locusts and us? Humans try their hardest to wipe them out, using every poison, spraying from planes, introducing and breeding their natural predators, searching for and destroying their eggs, genetically modifying them to sterilize them, burning them, drowning them. Every household has pest spray for them. Under every desk, there's a weapon like a fly swatter to kill them. This long war, its outcome is still undecided. Yet they still roam the earth and skies, unyielding. Their numbers aren't any less than before humans existed. The Trisolarians, who see humans as insects, seem to have forgotten one fact. Insects have never truly been defeated. Captain Sure was right. We are insects, but we are insects that never give up. 400 years is a long time, but it's enough for us to evolve. Enough to break through technological barriers. Enough to find ways to counter the Trisolaran civilization. Enough to prepare and face this crisis.